What's up, guys? More Reviews WTF back here for a really quick first impressions. Um, I'm just about to go to bed. Before I do, I would like to give my first impressions on a game I just finished playing today. Well, not finished playing, but I've been playing the first couple hours of, and I just want to give my opinion on it because I've stayed with this company for a while. I've stayed buying their games for a long time now. And it is Naughty Dog's Last of Us. Just came out yesterday now, and I've been playing the first couple hours of it, and I just want to give my opinions because I've stayed with the games for so long. I haven't done anything about their games in forever, so I feel like I need to for this one. And I'm just going to quickly run through, or I'm going to be rambling on about this game for a little bit. I'm going to go from here to there, so if you're not into that, just rambling on about stuff, then just exit right now. But for those who are staying, here we go. Last of Us, I guess we should start off with the story. I am going to spoil the hell out of this. The story of The Last of Us is that it starts off in Texas, and you start from the perspective of the little daughter of the main character, who I will not name right now. You start off as a little daughter, and you're walking around the room, and you'll notice the graphics for this game are really good. Just top notch for Naughty Dog, way better than Uncharted 3. So, and the cutscenes are great. Better than what you would find in certain CG movies. Um, and you start off looking around the room, going around the house, reading these things and doing this and that. And then this sudden outbreak happens that you read about. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like The Walking Dead. Um, and your father comes home and he freaks out about the whole situation. He's like, "You okay? Get in your room," and all that. And then you start getting attacked. And for a good chunk of the game, in the beginning, like the first couple minutes, takes place when you're driving in a car, and you're not driving, you're just listening to the story being told. And it just gives, first of all, it does a good job of saying that yes, shit has happened. These terrible things are happening right now. We need to go. But very quickly you'll transition into the main character, who I will say now is Joel, and you will take control and just start going through. And then after a couple minutes, the game immediately fast forwards to after his situation is done. I'm not going to spoil his situation because I don't want to. I'm going to say years into the future because it looks like it, man. It looks like straight up apocalyptic hellhole. Where the U.S. the military has completely taken over because of a worldwide spread. The military has taken over the towns. They have quarantined everybody to a curfew. They are testing everybody for infected. There's a terrorist group out there trying to find a cure for this situation, trying to just end this government oppression. Really cool setup. And our main character Joel is become a smuggler who just smuggles things in and out, like money, items, food, whatever. And starts you off just doing a little quick hit and run mission, I wanted to call it, hit and run, just to give you a sample of the combat. And I'll get into the combat in a minute, but first story. And through a series of inconveniences, or conveniences if you want to say, Joel has to escort this little girl who is about 14 years old. Oh yeah, she says she's 14. Has to escort her into the next town or state. Can't remember which, because she is very important. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, she's important, and he has to get her there alive. Now, right away, I'm going to say that the story is pretty cool in the way it presents itself. It's nothing new or innovative. It's nothing we haven't heard a million times. But the way the story is told, the way the world is set up, it's good. And I'd say you will get invested if you played a Naughty Dog game before, and you know how they tell the story. Now, like the world itself, very good. I would say it does a good job at selling that post-apocalyptic, or not post-apocalyptic, but that apocalyptic world where just it is hell, man. Like the buildings are destroyed, and if they're not destroyed, they are just covered in grass and rust. You never know what's gonna come out of nowhere. It feels very empty and vacant, and He just does a really good job. And some of the stuff is just good to look at. You can just stop and just look out into the landscapes that are made. But anyway, continuing on, moving on to the combat in the game. The combat in the game is something that they really did change up from Uncharted, and people will not be able to compare. This game actually did mix things up. Because instead of just having this very generic, copy clone of Uncharted with its third-person cover mechanic, which is like Gears of War, um, it instead goes for a combination of not a third-person cover mechanic, but a third-person shooter with stealth um, abilities. Because what you need to do in this game is not only do you need to go out and take every target out, but you also need to use stealth in the game. And it really relies on stealth in this game, although not entirely for certain enemies like regular humans and everything. You can turn off your stealth and go head on and start shooting and fighting, but you're not gonna last too long if you don't have the right resources, because this game really does limit your amount of ammo in the beginning. It limits your ammo, or it limits your items. You have to actually search around the levels for these items. You also search bodies for ammo. Now, for the stealth mechanic, it does really well because of the fact that it gives you like a sixth sense feeling where you can sense where other people are. They call it the hearing. Like Joel has these amazing ears apparently, where he can see supersonic waves, something like in Batman Dark Knight, where he could just see through the walls and everything, and you can see how the enemy hears and where they're moving around. Which is really cool. It gives you a chance to plan out how you're going to take these people out, and you can even like throw bottles and bricks to lead enemies into certain areas. And when they just like, oh, where'd he go, and just walk away, you can just sneak in and grab, strangle, kill, and just move on to the next guy. And these parts are done pretty well because you really do have to think things through. You can't just go in guns a-blazing a lot of the time, especially when it comes to the, I want to call them cannibal zombies, or cannibals, stupid. I want to call them like zombies. But they don't call them zombies, they call them infected. But they're basically, yeah, they're zombies. Because you have to really think it through, because these zombies come in hordes, and these things are not easy to kill at first, okay? Headshots and everything, these things die, okay? Very simple. But if you can't get a headshot, it's going to take a couple bullets, and these things come at you fast. So you really got to think it through, lead them into corners, take them out one at a time. Especially in these specific type of zombies that I'm going to name in a minute, called clickers. I'm talking about right now, actually. The clickers are like zombies that have like blanks on their faces, so they can't see, but they can hear you. So these ones you gotta be careful of, because if they hit you, they will kill you instantly, and you're gonna watch that loading screen again and again, buddy. Um, Killing these things, you need certain items like a shiv if you're gonna melee them, or you need like a lot of ammo, or a shotgun. And they don't give you a shotgun until later in the game. But it does these stealth parts really well, and it has a good aspect of the enemies. I probably shouldn't have set the game on hard at first when I started playing it, but yes, I did, and it shows that the enemies are pretty difficult in the game. Um, as far as everything else in the game, like platforming and all that, there are certain parts of the game where you have to like find items in the game to move to the next part. Like you have to find a plank so you can walk across to the next side of the building, or you have to distract an enemy to get out of the way so you can sneak into the next area. It's all good. It keeps everything going. And there really is an emphasis on exploration because your resources are limited in this game. Your resources, when they first give you a gun in the game, you're like, all right, I'm going to get one clip of 15 rounds or whatever. Nope. You're going to get 4 rounds. 4 rounds in the first game. So it tells you right away, hey, you don't have that much ammo. Make every shot count. Like, okay. And so, really, you must go around each part of the level looking in every crevice of the game for items and ammo, because not only can you looking for ammo, but you're also looking for notes on people who experienced the event, like files and stuff, kind of like in Resident Evil. And you're also looking for things to craft, because there is crafting in this game. And it's not as complex as a Dead Rising 2 or that of a Borderlands, but what they give you is good because you can find crafting tables to upgrade your weapon's speed, reload, and capacity. They do give you a lot of weapons along the game. In the first 3 or 4 hours, I have like two pistols, a rifle, a shotgun, a bow and arrow. A bow and arrow is mostly for distraction though. Um, but that is just a sample of what the items they give you so far into the game. And med kits, you can craft med kits. You can merge items that really help you, and you can even upgrade yourself. You can upgrade your health, your speed, your reload time, your crafting speed. You can upgrade all these by finding items around. So though it really does say, hey, if you want to be great at this game, if you want everything in this game, you gotta look for it. Because you don't have to go in those certain spots. You don't have to go looking. But it rewards you for that extra bit, and I like that. Now, like I said, I only played a couple hours of this game, but it is really good. It really sets itself apart. It says, hey, this is our own thing. We're not trying to rip off Uncharted. We're not trying to rip off anything else. We're doing our own thing. And I feel like they might have ripped somebody off somewhere, but it doesn't really matter at this point because the game so far is really good. Like I said, 3 4 hours right now, but I would say I will see myself investing a lot of time into this game because it is great. So far, the story has kept me invested. The gameplay is really good. The world, I would say, is designed well enough. It does have its frustrating points here and there, but you can get past them. So far, as just set the game on normal. Don't get too hard like me at first. And you're gonna have a good time with it. I really wish I could play more into this game so I could give you more story. I could give you more like info on this and that, but I don't. And this is just first impressions, so I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope I've merited enough for you to be at least interested in this game to look into better reviewers, better like stuff. So thanks for at least listening to me for this long. Hope you guys at least had something to think about for the game, or at least enjoyed what I had to say. And I'll see you guys next time on the next first impressions.